pilots, let's go through a T28 takeoff, and I give you my commands what the pilot needs to do. Here we are on the lineup, so I bring the plane into the center line. Make sure that the cowl flaps are in trail position, so that's the optimum position to guarantee an airflow through the engine. And to control the steering in a T28, you have to use the brakes and the rudder. So the nose wheel is not steerable. It's actually controlled with the brakes, left and right braking. That's how you control a T28 on the ground. I always make sure that I have at least 1200 RPMs for the cooling effect. Otherwise you have got some overheated cylinders. Here I check if the flaps are up and the trims are correct. I make sure that the controls are free, because you see the red handle on the ground, that's the gust lock, so it should be down and locked. Here I check visually if the ailerons are moving correctly, and I ask my passenger on the back seat if he's ready for takeoff. When you have a look at my feet, my right foot is pushed a little bit further, so I use quite a lot of right rudder for the takeoff roll. Then I incrementally increase the power with my left hand, so I go to roughly 30 inch. I check if the oil pressure is there, the temperatures are in the green, and I release the brakes. And then you see my feet, they are fighting for the center line. And as soon as I have 30 or 40 knots, I give more power, because I want to make sure I have the aerodynamic control over the plane. On the left hand you have the control over 1425 horsepower. So you want to make sure that you will add the power smoothly, otherwise the P factor, the precision and the gyroscopic effect of the propeller is not that high that you're gonna lose control. Once we're in the air, I'm gonna brake with my feet that the wheels are not spinning anymore. And the reason is, if you're gonna retract a spinning heavy wheel, the gyroscopic effect and forces are quite high, so it's too much stress for the undercarriage. And here you see I reduce the power already. So from takeoff power I go to, let's say, climb power, which is 36 inches. Then I'm gonna reduce the black lever, which is the propeller control, to 2400 RPMs. And this takes quite a while with such a big engine. And as the speed is increasing quite rapidly to 140-150 knots, I need to trim the airplane a little bit with a trim wheel. So that means trim forward. Here I check the gear, if the gear is really up and locked. And you hear it's quite a noisy plane, the T28, so I have to adjust the intercom volume quite a bit so I can speak with my passenger. But during takeoff roll and with takeoff power, it's nearly impossible that we can speak with each other. When you have a look at my right hand, the stick is barely moving actually. The T28 is quite a responsive and sensible plane, so just minor inputs on the sticks are necessary to control this lovely, well-balanced aircraft. And one knob which is interesting is on the throttle control lever. That's the speed brake. So you want to make sure that you're not gonna take off with the speed brake extended, because there is no light which warns you that the speed brake is out. And usually if you have a shorter runway, you're gonna extend the speed brake on the final approach. But we have some warning lights which you should take care on takeoff. You have a fuel low level light, but obviously you don't take off with not enough fuel. And you have a chip detector light which shows you if you have some metal shavings in the engine, and then you need to go back and land as soon as possible. And here you see the yellow lever on the left hand side. I touch it and make sure that it's closed. That's for the canopy. So I want to make sure that the canopy is really closed on takeoff. The canopy is hydraulically operated, and the red knob there, this is to interrupt or to stop the closing or opening procedure of the canopy. In case an arm is out or your head is out, you want to make sure that you can stop the whole process as well for the instructor or for the passenger. He can stop the whole thing. Well, I hope that was something new for you and had some interesting points. Thanks very much for watching, and happy landings.